Modern pharmaceutical research operates on a massive global scale, yet the vast majority of its chemical candidates never reach a pharmacy. Researchers are increasingly shifting their focus toward incredibly complex, poorly understood conditions like Alzheimer's and Huntington's. Testing treatments for these diseases requires massive clinical trials that span years and involve thousands of human participants. And while these physical trial and error testing phases drag on, patients continue to suffer. Waiting for a compound to clear years of observation carries a severe, direct human cost. On paper, the math is staggering. Pushing a single successful therapy through this physical pipeline takes anywhere from 10 to 15 years and consumes billions of dollars. We have built the most sophisticated medical infrastructure in human history, yet our core method for discovering life-saving drugs is bottlenecked by the slow, physical limits of the laboratory. To bypass this bottleneck, the industry turned to artificial intelligence. Machine learning models can analyze vast libraries of chemical structures in seconds, suggesting compounds that humans might miss. But these models share a critical vulnerability. They are entirely dependent on pre-existing historical training data to make accurate predictions. This creates a blind spot known as the orphan protein problem. Because these biological targets lack extensive study, AI has no historical data. Without this foundation, AI cannot accurately predict how complex new chemical systems dynamically interact. When the algorithms fall short, researchers are forced right back to the starting line, relying once again on slow, expensive physical wet lab experiments to see what works. AI relies on what we already know. It cannot generate precise knowledge about molecules that have never been observed before. To understand a molecule that has never been studied, we must look past the cellular level entirely, moving down into the fundamental quantum realm. This is the domain of quantum computing. These systems operate natively at the subatomic scale, using the actual properties of quantum mechanics to process information. They perform first principles calculations, using the laws of physics to simulate exactly how molecular interactions behave entirely from scratch. This allows researchers to accurately compute a protein's exact folding geometry, factoring in the crucial influence of its liquid-solvent environment. Because these simulations are mathematically exact, they generate the high-quality training data that AI currently lacks. Combining these disciplines creates a highly efficient approach called quantum machine learning. Calculating chemical reactions directly from physics offers a way out of the laboratory bottleneck. It allows us to predict how a drug will work before we ever mix a single chemical. When you scale millions of these perfect microscopic simulations upward, you assemble a highly accurate macroscopic tool, the virtual human model. With a virtual human, quantum computers can run reverse stocking simulations. This computational process tests exactly how a single drug molecule binds to thousands of different protein targets across the entire body. This broad testing instantly flags potential toxicities and off-target side effects before the compound ever enters a living patient. By processing this complex, high-dimensional data, researchers can accurately predict how specific patients will respond to novel therapies. Shifting the initial phases of testing from human subjects to virtual models cuts the financial drain of physical trials and eliminates the risk of exposing people to unknown side effects. This computational capability is already moving out of theoretical research and beginning to reshape the broader healthcare landscape. Quantum machine learning is now being used to analyze liquid biopsies by identifying cancer exosomes. Exosomes are microscopic particles released by cells, and quantum algorithms can spot them directly in a patient's bloodstream using minimal training data. These simulations are also deployed to optimize the physical supply chain. They calculate formulation stability to ensure the integrity of complex biologics during global manufacturing and transport. With practical, fault-tolerant quantum systems expected to emerge within the next 2 to 5 years, leading drug manufacturers are actively securing strategic alliances to access this hardware. Across the industry, pharmaceutical leaders are recognizing the limits of classical computing and adopting roadmaps to integrate quantum technology. Preparing for this shift requires immediate action. Life sciences companies must build early partnerships, hire multidisciplinary teams fluent in biology and quantum mechanics, and upgrade their data infrastructure to protect against future quantum decryption threats. Integrating quantum computing into pharmaceutical development replaces decades of expensive physical trial and error with instantaneous digital precision, bringing life-saving treatments to patients faster than ever before.